Hello, this is FG back with you for Anbennar, picking up with our campaign as Adshaw. Last episode, we integrated a whole bunch of our little vassal nations, and we are now working on integrating a red scale, which is wonderful. Alright. What do we got? Armed ships. Do this. Austin Adshaw. Fantastic. Alright, we need to do some royal marriages. And we want to also diplo-marry Arboron. No, can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Who would make a good ally? Dervig, Vern, Sugamber, Corvuria, potentially. Vern. It has a ton of men. Lane Spinar. Yeah, Lane Spinar is a good one too. Additionally, I want to spy network on Laurent to get that extra up to 33% dealt with. Right. We might be able to win that. Right. You'll go right there. We'll take off the Enforce Religious Unity button. Right. We don't have the small country rebellion as a possibility yet. Oh, there's a mountain there. And I would also like to buy 4, 6, 8. Buy some cannons. Alright, we will go attack there in a moment. After we send these cannons right here. Fortunately, I do not. Should I reinforce that? You know what, I'm gonna reinforce that. Alright, and then I'm going to put these guys together, then split them in half, so I can get an even amount of cannons. They might attack me there, so I'm going to leave this army right here. And I will put a general on that. Remember, the goal of this campaign is actually Laurent, and we want to get rid of that. That. That, and that, preferably. That would knock out their alliances, which is the big problem with Laurent at the moment. Because one-on-one, we can handle them without too many issues. I mean, it'd be a brutal, brutal war. Like we're seeing right now, but it would not be a, sort of devastating conflict. The Withering. So it's R4. I want to build 5 more in case this war drags out too long. That was worth it. You have to stack wipe one of their armies, which was great. This army needs to come right here. Alright, manpower-wise, what are we looking like? 11,000 for them. Let's protect our trade, a true exemplar of their race. We do not... Do we take this? Kind of want to, yeah. We will take it just to get the integrations done slightly quicker. Right. This cannon can come right there. And I will actually move these cannons to that army. We'll do that. As we work on some conversions. Alright. Let's go to Viswall. This is the cannonless army, yep. And I want to leave these cannons behind and take this army this way. I also will go ahead and build a couple shipyards. And then build one of those. I will send this army right here. Sorry, that cannon's not an army. Alright, I know something these two armies can do. Head up this way. Alright. We'll bail out of that. We did lose a Carrick. Alright. This does not have a... what's it called? Fort. Fleet accomplished its job. Bluefoot halflings. And then when I do this, I want this one singular province. 8, 6. Does this expire? Never, never, never. Okay, we will take Iochand. Take that. Alright, let's head this way. We can build a couple extra war galleys just so the Navy doesn't get too expensive. Plus we will be fighting on the coast quite a bit. Do that eventually. That is my siege stack. What we do in the shadows. I haven't actually watched that show. Watched like clips of it on like the YouTube reels about it though. Creation is a slow process. I will actually go ahead and burn some of that, just so we're a little bit less horrifically over capacity. Have I converted the Gnomish hierarchy? I have. Also, I want to accept Koboldizani kobolds at some point. Alright, Laurent. I do kind of want to just sit on this province. Is that the League War? Yep. You know what? Sure, we'll accept. They can fight through our lands. Yeah, you know what? I'll just take that up. And then for Ruby Hold. Alright. Of course, we want to release Bavaria. And we will go and release them. Army is not so grand. Alright. Alright. I got a couple more heavies being built. It's our Inquisitor. I need to move these guys around. They can go up to Bavik. These guys can stick around here. Alright. Song of Brotherhood. Arms and the man I sing, who forced by fate and brutal orcs' unrelenting hate, called and compelled to restore good Vorin march, long labors both by tongue and sword he bore. And in doubtful war, before he won, the snow-draped realm he built up blew anew. Beginning of the Tale of Crovis, one of the many songs and epics propagated by bards employed by Austin to bring the peoples of Adshaw and Vorin march together. Alright, so let me see what our diplomatic annexation cost is actually at. Nope. Nope. Diplomatic. Force limit. Let's see it. Right, all these guys go there. Make an alliance with them. Right. Still have anti-monstrous conquest. Yeah, we'll go with national tax. Reinforce cost. It's always good. Alright, next time we fight, we will have a much better time. Tech trade in the Bay of Chills. Alright. Probably build a couple more galleys. And galleys are going to be worse than heavies, but they just cost so much less. Plus they do get their bonus for fighting off, what's it called? Also, they don't have quite the engagement width. Alright, I will take half of these cannons. Over this way. Combat width is currently 29. Alright. Quality copper. Fuck you, Yanasir. What can I do? Baldazani kobolds. Alright. Our kobolds are now fully integrated members of our nation. Definitely want the Diplo since I'm not currently generating any Diplo at the moment. Really want to do that. I can do that instead. Do we have any gold? We do not. Alright. Kind of want to go deal with the trolls now. Overt action. Let's put a spy network against them. Let's see, what else could we do to them? South Roy, Red Glades. Why does the Red Glades have this as a core? Has this always been Moon Elf? Alright. So we're gonna return all those provinces. Return all these provinces. Big wheat. No. Take this, then we'll take this. And I want to take that too. Alright. Declare war, co-belligerate. Send half here, half here. Alright, we have achieved national unity. Kobolds are now Koronites. We have our enormous Coronite Nation. Ironically, I did not join the Coronite League. That would have made sense, but... Strickler is the Emperor. Yep. Adean League is gonna win. Yep, gotta build more production. Alright, so... that and that. Fabricate a claim on, I think this is... Claim on Home Hills, fabricate claim on Applefield. Stop being a core. It'll never stop being a core. Alright, so we will get what, 10, 25, 36, 47, 59 development. And then we will also need to grab this province for ourselves. We will do score costs versus other religions. Adshaw shaken. They surrender? Is that why I have that province occupied? And for them, I want right there, 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 and we're good. these guys to do this. Does this produce? Yeah, you will go ahead and throw those down. Throw those down. Do that there. Yeah, more hills kind of suck. Fish, wool, cloth. Alright. Yeah. In terms of stuff here. Dragon Heights should suck. Damn. Does this want quality? And I can get the Mercenary Registration Act. Okay. Yep. And I will get Albanascani refugees. Do that. Inventor, yep. Alright. How long till the truce is up? While your relations. 11 more years. Let's trade power here. Right, let's build some more of these. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this. All right. Let's do this. This goes from 1590 to 1589. Right. Do that. They also start. Do that. And some counter espionage as well. Wanted that money. And we now want to do that. Woods Patrol. Serpent Shot. Alright. Combat width is now still 29. Alright. Dame's tier exhausted. That is unfortunate. What else can I take? Yep, take this. Some extra admin capacity. Alright. 103 ducats. I will happily take that. I'll go ahead and full core all this stuff up. Since it cost me nothing. Do local goods produced. These produce nothing but grain. I'll do that. Pair view, it's mostly grain and cattle. Do that. Go a little bit lower. And throw one of these down, just to make sure we've converted all that stuff. We're doing pretty well on conversions. All right. I suppose that's the best we're gonna get. And let me see if I can ask for Dame's Crown jump in on this. Alright, that was a very lucky siege. Oh. We briefly stole their flagship. Now it's gone. But yeah, you can get in on this thing. Not sure how much help you're gonna be, but fantastic. Can't siege it, I just don't want to bother sieging it. My whole build is built around being able to siege stuff quick. So yeah, see they have minus 18%, even though they have a bunch of good defensiveness reforms. Alright, the army is returning. Ibivar. Yes, get out of the war. Anyone else who wants to get out of the war is free to. Do need an admiral. Right, there goes our spy network. Okay, one needs to go right there. Go right there. That can go here. Lawrence manpower looking like terrible. Good. Not a siege general, but still. Alright, what else? Do this, and alright. There's High Ordning sieged. Alright, who wants out? Lex. That is a nice one to get out. Everthill. Everthill's probably going to be the main issue. I can't take that. Oh, I could. Yeah. I will take chambered demi-cannons. Alright, so for Ruby Hold... Do they even have any manpower left? Still have 48,000 men somewhere. They are no longer allied to Wineport. Dame's Crown out. Okay, we're still allied to Dame's Crown. Alright, this army needs to head back to the homelands. And a couple of those. Let me siege down one more castle. Where's my fleet? Here they are. We will do that, and we will go ahead and core that up, core that up. Pretty decent amount of development. We can do that later. And for right now, we will simply release the... Where are they? Alright, yeah, we can core that up too. I took the wrong province, damn it. Alright, so I want to do that, that. That. I take that, and then this one. That and that. And I will core this up, I will core that up, and then I will release, where are they? Red Blades. Right. They have claims all over the Red Glades. I do not have any South Roy provinces, but I will get that later. I need to come right this way, then go up there. And they can go protect trade in the Bay of Chills whenever. At Cantalism. few of these down. Alright. I'm gonna start saving up money. Do we have a war goal against? Menabor. Witch King. Come. Is a slow process. Alrighty. Yep. I will. This. 3. Okay, that has 10, 10, 10. Let's go. Nope, wrong one. I want to go 2, 3. Do that. 3. Alright, now I just need to garrison this area. Deal with them. That, and then need a general. Go sit on Rivsby instead. Go right there. And they can head down south. Alright, a regent of Garudia. All the Garudian coast has seen the error of their ways, piously embracing the true faith. While there may still be a few Skaldic cults in the wilds, they are of no concern at this point. Deeper down the Dalier, there are still those heathen Jarls leading their people astray, however. They must kneel and accept our righteous reign for the sake of their people's souls, or we shall march to bring them to heel by force. Does that, like, I think that converted one of their provinces. Alright, and now we want to... Yes, we can start getting rid of some of these forts. Now we can go to stay. That'll stay. That'll go. Alright. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Let me get a stability advisor. Additionally, I want to take that. Alright, these guys can all go on that. Still looking. I think I might actually go off and power the Magnate Council. Go with Puppet the Nobility. I don't take that very often. Right. There we are. Let's get the national manpower. And yeah, I pissed off the magnates. And I can do Balaz's Hill. High in the Titan's Rest Mountain lies the old home of the Scalds, since left abandoned with their enlightenment. Our priest had noted, however, the tranquil beauty of the area, secluded from the world and with a sprawling forest beneath it. The Scaldol would be a perfect for a temple devoted to Falah, who stood as the most worshipped deities amongst the Reachmen since the days of Castanor. Alright. Here we are. Falite Temple. And then I can also do this. We need one more stability. Yawood needs a fort. Right, there's the gray mark. Now, also, spy network. Okay, good. Get that dealt with. bunch of these. Okay, that's good. And we can go ahead and increase ability. Alright, the Reach united. For the first time since the dark days of Black Castanor, all of the Hellenic Reach stands united under a single banner. Our ruler, the Sovereign of the Reach, King of Adshaw and Voronmarch, Lord of the Mire, Savior of the Voron, Protector of the Great Woods, is now the most powerful individual north of the Dame's Head. All Voronwood Company. Alright, so they currently have 22%. Alright, that just increases it. Northern Giants tiers. Alright. Though the orcs may have been expelled from our land, they continue to grow in strength in the thick forest of the Giants' Tears, plotting their return to the west. If we are to prevent such a disaster as the Great Tide from happening once again, the Tears must be taken. Alright, and I will also convert these to White Reachmen. How long will that take, actually? 7 years. Establish the gray mark. We rule as we see fit. Alright, let's send an army up that way. You guys need an admiral. These ships can come right here. I am just going to conquer them. Half can go right there, the other half can head that way. All this stuff. It has coal in it. Furs. Slaves. We can do that. Some extra naval force limit would not hurt whatsoever. I'm gonna remove this. Kinda. And that can wait. Yeah, this can get that. That. We're converting all of it, so... which... That... Right. Establish the Grey Mark. East of our expansive domain lies the Northern Pass, an endless forest infested with orcs, goblins, and lumbering giantkin. We would be stretched far too thin attempting to hold these lands, and for a little more than goods we already have a surplus of. Instead, our generals advised that the far eastern borders be reinforced with a series of bastions and fortified cities they've collectively coined as the Grey Mark, to hold back the monstrous hordes of the pass. Alright. Middle Allen. And we'll get claims on Anbennar as well. Sovereignty of the Flood. Advisor. Sure, I'll go with him. Newshire. We need tech. There, I could vassalize them. I'll do that. And we will also, where is my fabricate claim on, yeah, so fabricate claim on Duran. Suspicion within the court. Yeah, it's fine. Kobolds. Yep, we'll go with a little koboldy. Little kobold guy. We can span some generals out. Relations. Alright. Coven Blade. Do you have any cores? No. They have some cores, but we hold most of them. Vassalize Nordio Chand. So transfer 8 there. Let me take these guys, and they can go protect trade in Dallier. I think that actually works out a little bit better. Right. Love to fight Laurent again. Let me hire him. And we also need to build a couple more courthouses. Right, there we are. I just need to save up admin for like 2 months. I do kind of want supply limit. Alright. And we will now do the Greater Reach. Once Vornmarch's reign extended to the banks of the Allen as it passed north of Balmire, and all the way to the White Wall through Ebenmark, where the last Tuscany Ebenfrost attempted to forge a new kingdom out of his bloodline's crumbling empire before falling to the Reachmen. As the holders of Vornmarch's throne, these lands of the Greater Reach are rightfully ours to rule. Alright, so I will go over this way. And I think this will be the last thing we do this episode. Esmeralda. Where's Esmeralda? What the fuck is Esmeralda? I don't know. Green Orc. Green Orc. We'll send an army down south. Alright, first of all, do this. This is definitely the right thing to do. Alright. That. We'll eventually be able to start coring that. I care. I'm only taking, what, like one province from them? Yeah. Yeah, we'll call in these guys. Before we do that, I would actually like to... nope, not that. Economy action, send gift. Alright, they are now our vassal. Lovely. Cosrigan. Declare for 10-4. I'll go this way. And I'm just gonna kill whoever gets in my way. Oh, there's blade marches. That. Doing okay again. Alright, what I want is basically all of this. And this. I want to do that as well. Go to the war, take that. We have claims on this, we do not. So, in good of war. Who else is in this war? Blade marches. Oh, they sieged down my capital. I don't know how to fix that. And come over here. Go ahead and siege down those last two provinces. Alright. do here... Then we do that. Alright. Finally, we can take Empire of the Reach. From the scarred walls of the Grave Mark to the choppy beaches of Botany Point, the foreboding darkness of the Great Woods to the icy waters of the Giants' Graves, the proud banner of Adshaw flies high. From the ashes, we've not only restored our kingdom and achieved vengeance against those that tore us down long ago, we've liberated our Reachman brethren from the cruel hands of the Grey Orcs and brought down the once ferocious Eagle. Though through it, all of our people have grown closer, our glory shared, our suffering shouldered by many. A prevailing idea is sweeping over the kingdom that we are not Allans, Ascani, or whatever labels others choose to call us. We are Reachmen. A people once dismissed as a rowdy rabble of cities and clans, now standing as one of Canor's greatest powers. A people of many backgrounds and histories, each bringing their own strength to bolster the mighty realm. And a people destined for even further greatness. It is time to embrace our shared culture, to shed the trappings of the past and declare a new empire, the Empire of the Reach. All right, let me... Where's that culture conversion? Stop that. All right. And with that, we have formed the Reach, and we now have various new cultures. Alright. Green Reachmen over here, white Reachmen are over here. Go ahead and convert these all to white Reachmen. And we can convert those later. More men are also a Reachman. Blue Reachman, green Reachman, black Reachman. Alright. And we'll go sit right there. And we will make sure to fight anyone who makes the poor decision to rise against our rule. Right. Bavik will become a city goblin. Interesting. Alright. Deal with the rebellions. Alright, we also would love to start annexing them. Now we need to take tech, and then we can start annexing. What about them? Yeah, we can do that. That's only 3 years. Global trade. Now I just need shit tons of money. Temple of Heavenly Matrimony. Oh, there's the Rebellion State. SD bards, the economy. Alright. You know what? I think that is where I am going to leave this episode. We have annexed a whole bunch of folks, mostly diplomatically. We're going to continue the dunking of Laurent next episode, which will be very fun. We are going to basically release all of this. We're going to grab a couple provinces of the small country, hand back all of the red glades over to them. That's going to be probably, what, 60, 70 development. And then we will get some South Roy provinces. And then, fortunately, the Duranic Trading Company. Oh, we can actually do that. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and royal marry them. We lost all of our claims on the rent, so we will actually go back and start building a spy network. Let's see if I can get this done before I end the episode. Subjects. Yep. Good. Right. Good. Zealots. Increase with the Laurent. That's ended. Creation is a slow process. Alright. And this is another Carrick. Alright. Laurent. You just do this. Alright, they are now our vassal. Excellent. Actions, build spy network. Yes. Fabricate claim on apple fields. Alright. And I think that is where I will leave this episode. Done a whole bunch, even integrated Riveria in the last few minutes. Vassalized Durham, vassalized Newshire. I could vassalize Covenblade. That could be fun. Would I ever be able to vassalize Duran? Or not, but Arboron. Nope. About Dervig. That could be funny. I assume I will not be able to diplo-vassalize Tertesk. Yeah, even... I'd have to overcome the minus 75 and 63. One last look over who is vassalizable. Ravenhill, that would be funny. Yochan, Rom. I get all of Duran for free. That's funny. Alright. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.